just wanted to ask you a few questions today before I start my session because everybody is talking about digital marketing nowadays, post pandemic. Things have changed a lot, and people are talking about digital marketing without even knowing what is marketing. So, in this topic, I'm going to cover what is marketing. Before anybody talks about digital marketing, they should be knowing what exactly marketing and then what is the purpose of marketing. Hi, my name is Alok. I'm father of two boys, 9 trees, husband to one of the most beautiful princes of the world. I'm an engineer, entrepreneur, traveler, author, blogger, podcaster, and a business enthusiast for the last 20 years. And I'm here helping all the passionate people to create a business out of their passion, or the existing business owners, solopreneurs to understand their business well and grow their business in multiple level of ROIs through research based data and the solutions to the real life challenges. So here I am. I do go live and talk about different topics related to business. And today, why I have chosen this topic, because I could meet a lot of business owners all around across the globe. And when I talk, they all talk about, nowadays they talk about digital marketing. So my first question to them is, before starting digital marketing or hiring somebody to do digital marketing, do you exactly know what marketing is and what is the purpose of marketing? So people answer yes, to make profits, to make brands. Fair, pretty well. Generalized answer, fine. But exactly if you don't know what's marketing, how it is different from sales, because there are so many people who also confuse between marketing and sales. So here I'm to talk about one. I'm not going to talk about the bigger definitions of marketing. I'm going to make it simpler for you, for anybody, and again the purpose of marketing and how it is different from obviously sales, right? So to start with, I just wanted to tell you that marketing is a very broad term. There are a lot of definitions being given by all those big shots who have researched well. There is a father of marketing called Mr. Kotler and all those things. So there are a lot of books on marketing. It's a very well researched topic since ages. But now, again, the theoretical part is okay. When it comes to actual implementation, there are so many things which people miss. Because of their misconceptions, they don't understand the real meaning of marketing and the real purpose. So let's start. So what's marketing? So when I talk about marketing in simple words, I would say it's the practice of increasing awareness, consideration, purchase, repurchase, and preference of a product or service through consumer driven benefits, advertising, packaging, placement, pricing, and promotions. So it's a long thing. Try to make it simple, right? So what does marketing refers to? Marketing refers to activities of a company, to undertake to promote the buying or selling of a product or a service. So again, you might be thinking these are all bookish language and you'll be getting similar definitions at different places. But here I am to make these things very clear and simpler to you. So let's go directly to the core concept of marketing, which I have learned and I have in my mind, which I wanted to share with you, right? So what is marketing? As I said, the purpose of marketing is to build a brand. But before, as I said, the definition of marketing includes anything which relates to making the decision of a customer simpler. As simple as that. The purpose is obviously to make money, and the major purpose of marketing is to create your brand equity, right? So you must be hearing all these terms: brand equity, profits. Everybody understands, like the selling price minus the cost price, okay? And you have your time effort, so you can calculate more or less the profits. But you cannot calculate the brand equity unless and until you reach to a level where either there is a merger and acquisition or somebody is buying your company, and at that point your real worth, which is at times intangible, right? So I can give you example of very recent companies wherein if you can talk about, let's say, Cash King is a was a small company based out of a family business in Punjab, and it was worth at that time, it was worth 100 crores, but when it was sold to Imami, it was sold on 1600 crores. Why? Because of the brand equity which they have created in the market. So again, I just said, you cannot have a clear cut formula to exactly calculate the value of your particular brand. So whenever it is calculated and the bigger companies buy and acquire something, the brand equity creates a very important role. And if even if you are a small business owner, let's say you start growing, ultimately when there is somebody who is offering you to buy, at that time your this intangible things become tangible in terms of prospecting. Because again, there is a growth pattern. Unless and until there is a growth pattern in your business, nobody is going to acquire you. So based on the prospecting and the brand equity, your valuation is done, and so on and so forth. So what people normally do the mistake is, when people talk about marketing, they only talk about making profits, which is going to take them to a term called brand death. So you can have short term profits, which we call through a process called short sales or sales, which is a normal process. So you can create profit in shorter period of time, but you cannot create a brand or a brand equity in a shorter period of time, which normally people do fail understanding that. Or their purpose is not to make the brand, their purpose is only to make money. So if your focus is only to make money, you are not going to survive as a brand for a longer period of time. You can definitely earn some money. So, number one, now as I talk about marketing, I've seen people doing digital marketing. Now, obviously, this is a digital era, and even post pandemic, the digitization has gone like anything, it's increased like anything. Everybody is utilizing the power of internet and social media to market their products. Understand? Now there has been an additional element added to it, the digital element in the marketing. So first of all, if you don't understand marketing, whether it is digital or non-digital, you are not going to do good. So number one is to understand what's marketing. Number two, what's digital. So digital, everybody knows, it's very simple. Utilizing the power of internet, using some tools and technologies to obviously place your product in the minds of the customers. And ultimately, what's gonna be, why branding, why I'm talking about brand equity? Because there is a decision making happening for anybody who is going to buy a product. So this is a marketplace, we all are in a market, right? We are consumers, we are consuming something or the other. So when there is a process called consumption, there is a product or a service, right, who somebody is selling, and there is a consumer which is consuming all those things, right? Now you have all those competitors all around. There is very, I would say, exceptions would be there, but there are multiple products in the same domain serving the same purpose. Now, as a consumer, your decision making is going to be very difficult if you don't have something in your mind. So this is what primarily I wanted to talk. So the purpose is to create brand equity and the profit. And as per the neuro scientist, I would say, whenever you do some decision, take some decisions, right? So your decisions are based on certain facts and figures, right? But your mind, understand, there was a time, since ages, our early gurus and sons and rishi muni, वो लोग क्या करते थे, they could have thought, they have the power to think lot more. So if I talk in terms of numbers, the numbers were like factorial 9. Factorial 9, understand, it's 9 into 8 into 7 into 6 into 5 into 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. It then reduced over a period of time, then it was factorial 5 ways. Now current scenario, it's only factorial 3 ways, which is 3 into 2 into 1, which is 6 ways. So your mind always works in 6 ways whenever you're going to take a decision, right? But if you have 6 options to choose from, which one you are going to select? So here again, as per the research which the neuroscientists have done, they found that your brain selects this option which is the default one. Correct? And again, this is followed by a principle called mere exposure effect. So I'm just combining both of these things. So mere exposure effect is the effect in which you are tend to go to something which you know earlier. मैं आपको एक छोटा सा एग्जांपल देता हूं. आपको पता है कि दो प्रोडक्ट है, एक प्रोडक्ट आपने कभी पहले यूज किया है, दूसरा नया प्रोडक्ट है. हो सकता है उस प्रोडक्ट के फीचर्स नए हो, right? But majority of the people would be willing to take a decision based on their past experience, and which is again, as I said, which is called a mere exposure effect, because that product or the service has already been exposed to you earlier, so you have an experience. So once you have an experience, your brain is more likely to take a decision based on the past experience. So that is what I'm talking about. So whenever we talk about a brand, and the purpose of marketing, as I said, is to create brand equity, and number two, the profits. So profits is known to all. When it comes to brand equity, what does this brand equity does? It helps you to take a decision faster in favor of the brand which is already there, and they do certain activities, they advertise, they create certain campaigns, and they do something which is more likely, in favor of your brain, I would say, to capture it. And whenever you're going to take a decision, you take a decision in favor of the brand which is more visible, more intriguing, and obviously more serving your purpose. So when there are two or three or four similar products, your mind takes a decision which is more friendly. So this is what I wanted to tell you. So people who are doing marketing or digital marketing, they need to understand, first of all, the basic fundamentals of marketing, and the purpose should not be a short term purpose. You can make a money, and if I talk about the bigger e-commerce company, you must be knowing that their balance sheets are mostly in the negatives. Why? Because they are working on the brand equity currently, not on the profits. So this profits, there will be a time when they'll be running everything in profits. They'll be either releasing their IPOs or something like that. So this is a big ball game. So brand equity plays a very important role. Now, when I talk to business owners, I always come across one confusion which they have, is normally the difference between sales and marketing. So everybody understands that, not everybody, I'm sorry, but there are people who cannot differentiate between sales and the marketing. So you have to understand very well that there is a great difference between the sales and the marketing. So what is the difference? So in simple words, if I talk about selling, transforms the goods into money, as simple, or service. When I talk about goods or service, and that is directly fetching revenue. But marketing is the method of serving and satisfying customer needs. Understand? Goods and service you are selling, you are getting direct revenue. That process is called sales. But when it comes to marketing, this marketing is the method of serving and satisfying your customers, creating a brand equity for a longer period of time, right? So there are a lot of concepts related to marketing, but primarily this is a short session in which I wanted to talk about the entire purpose, the definition, I would say, in simple words. And you have a lot of material available online, offline, to read on marketing. But here I want to emphasize once again that the purpose of marketing is not only making profits, it has to be profits plus brand equity, right? So if you are comfortable, and if you are able to do this, both the things together, then only your survival would be there, and you can create a sustainable and profitable business. If you only focus on the profits, it's going to be a short term game, and then you will be out. So guys, thank you so much for listening me patiently till now, and I look forward to any of your feedbacks and suggestions. You can communicate with me on my different channels where I'm doing this streaming, and looking forward to see you in my another topic, another session live again. Thank you so much. Bye bye.